Good mid-morning, guys, from a snowy, cold East Tennessee. We actually have snow on the ground. There is white in the grass. It's not on the roads or anything like that, but I wouldn't doubt that there's places in Tennessee that are absolutely freaking out this morning because we don't deal with this stuff. But it's pretty. It'll last till lunch probably, and that's it. So, when they outlaw X, I'll become an outlaw. Okay. It's been an interesting week, and if you notice what's gone on, it's let's take this away, let's take that away, let's take this away, let's make this illegal, let's fine people for that, let's call this a felony. This is the Democrat world, okay? Notice it's not, and I know a lot of you guys are going to say uniparty or whatever it is, but it's not the GOP that is trying to take away anything and everything that you own to put us back in an 1800s lifestyle. I mean, it's kind of funny. We prep for an 1800s lifestyle, and we have the Democrats trying to get us there. Maybe if we start putting two and two together, we'd realize that a lot of us preppers, what we're prepping for is we're afraid of not afraid, but preparing for the world to be destroyed by the left. Simple as that, okay? I mean, you take a look at what's going on. You had the whole story this week about banning gas stoves, okay? And, of course, the Biden administration and the EPA rolled that back real quick, except Kathy Hochul up in New York has already said that New York's goal is to ban gas stoves by 2030, okay? Gee, New York, blue? Okay. Yes, I know all of you that live in the main state of New York, kind of get your life destroyed by those that live in New York City, but that's beside the point. Okay. It's still a state, it'll be a state law, okay? Or you look at Gavin Newsom out in California. We're banning combustion engines, by, 2035 or something like this. 2030, maybe it was. No, it's 2035. State of Washington wants to ban combustion engines by 2030. New York again wants to ban combustion engines by 2035. So let's take away the cars. I don't have to tell you guys about, gee, you can't collect rainwater, or we want to ban fossil fuels. I mean, notice this. I mean, I got a kick out of Schumer's comment yesterday about the Republicans taking away, not doing anything for the people. And I'm thinking to myself, have you looked in the mirror lately? All the left is trying to do is take stuff away from the people. Modern conveniences, things that we either need to have or like to have, or things that kind of need and like, okay? You look at J.B. Pritzker this week, Illinois, another blue state. Let's ban, and I'm going to use the term, modern sporting rifles. That's not what they're calling them. They're calling them the idiotic assault weapons, okay? You own that, you can be grandfathered in as long as you register the weapon with the state. No, sorry, not registering anything with you, okay? And I know there's all the talk about when you have to fill out all your paperwork to buy any sort of weapon, you've got to go through your background check. That information's only supposed to be kept in the system for 24 hours, okay? And of course, the FBI is trying to skirt that by, if there's people they're watching, they're checking that person's name every 24 hours and then creating a separate file, which is a violation of your rights, and they're doing it anyway, okay? Try to tell me the FBI is not politicized. Look at Delaware. Delaware's got a lawsuit going against them that was filed on Thursday for large capacity magazines, any magazine that holds more than 17 rounds. Okay. My handgun holds both my handguns, my CC handgun, my concealed handgun, and my hip handgun, both hold more than 17 rounds. Okay. Yeah, and then you look at what came out from the ATF yesterday. And this is the whole story on pistol braces, okay? And in case you guys don't know what they're talking about, I want to show you a couple of pictures here first, okay? Now, this is a weapon that's on my wish list. I do not have one. So I'm going to show you pictures of it, and I'm going to explain why I want one, okay? This is a picture of a CZ Scorpion, all right? And this is the Evo 3S2. I want the 3 Plus, so of course. It is a pistol, all right? You can see by size-wise, it is a pistol that has a magazine. Let's put it that way, like anything else. Now, if I show you this second picture here real quick, this is the same pistol, okay? They are pistols. But if you notice that collapsible stock on the back, that is a pistol brace, okay? And basically it can be a foldable stock, it can be a collapsible stock, whatever it would be. The reason these came into play, and I think it was either 2012 or 2013 when they were invented, is there was a guy who had a friend of his who was handicapped. And he wanted to create something to help his handicapped friend be able to fire his weapon, all right? And so he extended this so it comes out to your forearm, say about here, and can strap onto the forearm. So it gave him some stability. As a handicapped person, gave him some stability to be able to shoot this. He made it. It worked for his buddy. He sent the paperwork and the design and everything to the ATF. The ATF approved it, okay? And then he created a company and started making these. And of course, now you have everybody and their mother making, like I said, collapsible, foldable, whatever it would be. Well, the ATF is now calling them stocks because they have what could be shoulder assisted. There's a surface where it goes up on your shoulder, okay? So almost making it like a short-barreled rifle is what the ATF is saying, okay? Now, y'all know you can't have a sawed-off shotgun. Rifle has to have an 18-inch barrel on it. Obviously, that does not have an 18-inch barrel. So this is where the ATF is going off. They're trying to classify a pistol with a pistol brace as a rifle, and now it's a short-barreled rifle, and now you have problems, okay? Which was not the point of this in the first place. If I want to use a rifle, I'm going to use a rifle, okay? If I want this, I'm going to use this. Reason I want this, if you guys want to look it up if you don't know what it is, there's something called a binary trigger. Yeah, check out what a binary trigger does. It will fire one shot on the pull, and one shot on a release, and one shot on a pull, and one shot on a release, okay? ATF has not classified that as an automatic weapon, okay? It's a binary trigger, but it does give you a greater rate of fire. Now, what's the ATF talking about doing with this? Well, they're going to make it that you have to have a tax stamp. It's going to cost you $200, just like if you bought a silencer or something like that, to have a pistol brace on your pistol. Now again, remember what this was for in the first place. This was to assist somebody that was handicapped in using a firearm, okay? So now we get into this. Is the ATF coming up and saying that they don't want handicapped people to be able to use a firearm? That would be discrimination, okay? Because, yes, you have discrimination laws against people with physical challenges, okay? Now, can I use it? Sure. Is it going to make it more stable for me to hold a weapon in one hand? Think about how you fire a pistol. Most of us with two hands, okay? Unless you're Bruce Willis or Sylvester Stallone or something going, all over the place with one hand. Okay, and y'all know you may have to do it, but it's not how you train. Okay, even if you're going through a obstacle course, a shooting course, or whatever it is, you're still taking cover using two hands and shooting. But this is what they're trying. Okay, and there's going to be some period of time where you can go and register and pay $200 to get your tax stamp, and you'll be okay. Now, taking something that is designed and used for people with some sort of disability to use a firearm, to be able to participate in their Second Amendment rights. That's what the ATF is taking away here at the court. This is going to be, and no doubt already, there's lawsuits filed all over the place to challenge this. All right. And personally, I don't think the lawsuits, or I don't think the ATF is going to have any chance in hell of winning this. Okay. Again, that's my opinion. Okay. But it gets to the point, going back to what I was saying at the beginning, was taking away our freedoms, taking away things that we want or need. Okay. Or like, should a person with a physical handicap not be allowed to protect themselves in their home? Maybe they can't use a standard 9mm with their disability. This pistol that I'm showing you here is a 9mm. Okay, just saying, same thing. Okay, so it's no different if I own that or if I have my SP01. Right, shoots the same round. So we get into the discriminatory side, but you start looking at it. It's what are they going to take away next? This is what the people of this country are oblivious to. One by one, they are taking away our freedoms. That's it. Our freedom to cook over gas, our freedom to defend ourselves, our freedom to drive a car, our freedom to water our gardens. And you can go on and on and on and on and on what they're taking away from us. You could even go the freedom of my bodily autonomy. And I know you'll have all the people that say the abortion side, and then we can also say the arm candy side. My body, my choice. It works both ways. They don't want it that way. They want it my body, my choice in the way they want it, but not the other way. Notice how that works. This is what's going on. And this, the reason why the world hasn't completely collapsed yet is all because of the United States. Because if it wasn't for the United States, the world would have already fallen to the World Economic Forum. There's no question, to complete communism and whatever it would be. And the only reason the United States hasn't fallen is because of the Second Amendment. If you think about this, if you break this down to bare bones, brass tacks, the bottom thing, what is saving human civilization right now from being controlled by tyrannical dictators? The entire world is held up right now by one little amendment to the U.S. Constitution that was written 250 years ago. And you have these totalitarian whack jobs trying to take it away from the people who are probably most likely to need to defend themselves. Okay? People that are handicapped, the elderly. Okay? I'd even say in some cases, some women. What do criminals prey on? They prey on the weaker element of society. They don't go after the Hells Angels clubhouse. That's not where they're trying to break into and steal something. They're going into Ma and Pa Kettle's house where, they're both in their 80s and Pa's in a wheelchair. That's who they're going after. That's who the ATF is going after too. And that's why stuff like this needs to stop quick. I know you'll see a ton of stories today on the whole pistol brace thing. And pretty much everybody's spot on. I watched half a dozen videos this morning after I saw the news last night, and I wanted to see what others were talking about it too, and I wanted to put some of this together. But pay attention, guys. Again, this is another one of those take our rights away from us, take our livelihood away from us. And if they had their way, it would be take our lives away from us. See you later. Pinball.